Hello and welcome to the preview for the August Non-Farm Payrolls report. Now, of course, that's due at the usual time of 1:30 London, 7:30 in Chicago. The change in non-farm payrolls headline expected at 180,000, with a low estimate of 100,000 and a high estimate of 220,000. The unemployment rate this month is expected unchanged at 7.4%. So, of course, all the outlook for the jobs market does rely on this data as we head in towards September the 18th FOMC rate decision, which many analysts have looked towards as a prime time for the Federal Reserve to pull back from that QE program. Now, that currently stands at $85 billion per month, with some analysts seeing them pull back by roughly $10 billion per month, leaving the total asset purchases at $75 billion. Now, this is expected to come from the Treasury side of things, as opposed to the MBS purchases, which would equate to a pullback in those daily POMOs. In terms of the reaction we should see in the asset classes, a much lower than expected than the 180,000 consensus may actually result in risk on being observed across the asset classes. This is due to the market pricing out the imminent expectations of a pullback from Fed purchases. However, if the data does come in higher than expected for the change in non-farm payrolls, accelerating the unemployment rate back towards that 6.0% threshold, we may see a pretty adverse effect across the global asset classes, but particularly on the emerging markets, as they have been one of the significant victims of the warning out of Fed Chairman Bernanke some months ago now that the Fed are coming closer and closer to pulling back from that ultra-easy policy. As such, a lot of focus could potentially be not just on the US asset classes, but on the likes of the Indian rupee, the Indian stock market, as well as Turkish assets, as well as their Brazilian counterparts. And some weeks ago now, we did see the Brazilian central bank having their hand forced by the Federal Reserve to bolt up their currency with some currency intervention to the tune of $60 billion. As such, a lot of focus for the global asset classes, not just the US ones, for the non-farm payrolls release. And of course, we'll bring you that as soon as it hits the wires, as well as any other relevant commentary to your trading. For the meantime, that's all from me. Good luck for non-farm payrolls and have a fantastic rest of the day.